Good morning. So it is almost time for Christmas, time for the holidays for some, just a time off for others, and I'm looking forward to the break. So yes, this is going to be my last one until 2022 as far as the mornings go, because I am going to take care of myself. I'm going to take that break, get up late, stay up late, meet up with friends. But also, I had Michael over. We were doing the Two of Wands. We took a break from that. So our wives, we had everybody over for dinner last night. And so we're going to come up with something new to do. And we're thinking about maybe doing some of the original Two of Wands tarot card reading, where we would go through the art and the history of the cards. Because when I first started out, I essentially had that old timey camera where you crank like this, and slowly got a better setup. So we're probably going to do that. And I'm going to start getting into more videos is kind of the main thing also. So for today, I was also going through, and it's like, what deck do I want to use? And so I had pulled out my Marseille because, I was thinking tradition and something old and everything else. And it's like, you know what? Instead, it's my original deck that I've had for, I was trying to figure out if I was like 25, I guess, 20s. 25, 35, 45, 55, 30 plus years. I can't even think of when I first got it. So I figured that's the deck I would use for today. So this is the part where we relax our shoulders. We relax our neck. And we just relax. Listen to the cards like they're the sound of the ocean. So I'd gotten in here. Good morning, Eleanor. So glad you could make it. Yeah, this is going to be my last one till next year. But again, I am going to be doing videos, and me and Michael are going to start doing, we're coming up with ideas. So I'm still taking that breath and relaxing the neck and shoulders. And it's funny, I came in here and it's like, actually got in here early and wanted to do a spread because I was so early, and it's like, no. One spread in the morning, save it for this. So I'm going to miss doing this with y'all. But yes, I'm going to sleep in. I'm going to go to bed late. I'm going to get up late. I have the entire week off. I am not going back to work until January 2nd. So that's where I will be. And I'm going to take care of myself. So but I really, really have come to rely on this and the people that show up. I am alive. Yes, I'm trying at least. Yeah, I feel alive this morning. I feel good. I mean, I do love my work. But this last month has been kind of a struggle. Emotional, mental, everything else. So, okay, what do we got here? We have our 3 stacks, each one a different thread going out to the universe, a different conversation, a different thought. And as we think back to the butterfly effect, whichever one we choose will be the conversation we take with us. Or for those of us who've seen The Matrix, do we want the red pill or the blue pill? But I think today I want to just take a look at what's in the heart. I want to go right in the center. This deck is so old it feels like linen. It feels like almost cloth. I've been using it and shuffling it for so long. You know, and I think I'd said it, a long time ago, but see how the backs are on these? The reason why I had started buying all the other decks is that the backs of these are not cool. You know, you look at the backs of some of these other ones and it's like, oh man, look at that. Compare those. You know? But when it comes down to it, you get old enough, it's like, you know what? That plaid jacket starts looking good. The plaid on the back of these start looking good. So, hello Lizzie Lou over there on Twitch. Good morning, Carla. I always think about you in the morning. So, the Ace of Wands. That start, that lack of energy, that struggle to move forward with whether it's a project or just having the energy. Because wands are fire and energy, and when it's reversed, it's that thing where it's like, I don't even want to get out of bed sometimes. But we find a way. Because again, wands are fire and energy. Kings are exactly that. What are they? They're the leaders. They're the ones that get up and say, you know what, I may not feel like getting up. Oh man, and you're in Oregon. Oh shoot. Oh man, but I love Portland, by the way. I spent a week out in Portland, and if there was any place I was ever going to move, it'd be in Portland. I have friends out there. So this is awesome. So far this is interesting. So we have that lack of energy, and then we have the King of Wands next, followed by Temperance. So this is acknowledging sometimes that struggle. But it also acknowledges that sometimes we just have to wake up, brush our hair, hop in the shower, and even if we don't feel like it, we put on the crown, we grab our wand, and we sit in that chair, and we go, oh yeah, this is probably what I'm supposed to be doing. And then, although the King of Wands is fire and energy, kings are thought, wands are the fire, kings are ideas, kings are the leaders. So we find a balance between the struggle and the reality, between what we don't want to do, we don't feel like getting out of bed, we don't have the fire, we don't have the energy, whatever it is. And then getting up and saying, you know what, I have to grab my crown, I'm going to put on my robe, I have my staff, this is what we need to do. And finding the energy. And our major card is Temperance. And Temperance is saying, we need to overcome no matter what and find that balance. I mean, she is standing in that pool of water. And that looks nothing like any of the other two cards as far as the yellow and the fire. You know, except for the fire in the background here, where the sun's coming up. Temperance is finding a balance. Temperance is about not letting ourselves go from one extreme, which is doing nothing, to the other extreme, which is, I am the king of fire and I'm going to just sit here and buzz around. It's saying, you know what? We do this and we gain all the blessings, all the gifts of temperance. And how do we do this with the advice card? The advice card is the Four of Cups. So why is it sometimes we don't feel like doing something? Why is it that we lack the motivation? Because we take things for granted. You know, with the threes, we're growth, we're building, we're moving forward. Fours is what happens when we live in the threes too long. You know, we've created, we've done, we have that thing we've always wanted, and then we forgot, oh yeah, I'd always wanted that. I mean, my house is literally a museum. And I had to have, you know, behind me, see those right there? Those are from the 1920s. I've got all these covers from the 1920s that I had to have. And then once you get them, after a while, it's like you totally forget about it. And we take stuff for granted. Had to have the house. Had to have this. Had to have that. So the advice card is saying this year, and as we come up with the end of the year reading here, what are we taking for granted? Where we go, another day. It's saying, remember. Find that spark. Remember what it was like that first time we did something that we finally got to do it, and then we take it for granted. And that we remember what it was like. We climb up on that throne and we sit down and we find that balance. And we can end the year with gratitude. We can end the year with, you know, it was a struggle. There were good times. But today I need to find that grace that comes with just sitting down and turning the Four of Cups around like this so that we find that gratitude again. Good morning, Maureen. I am so glad to see the regulars here. This makes me emotional. Especially with a good reading like this, it says that, you know, the final card of the year is Temperance. Oh, that's beautiful. And so, particularly with me, it's like not taking things like having people to come to in the morning, even though I may not have the energy. That's why I'm taking the next, until January 2nd. You know, I've been struggling with sleep anyway, you know, and then getting up later and later. So I have a doctor's appointment. The doctor canceled it, so I have an appointment after January, coming up in January. Because I think it's a blood sugar thing, and hopefully it's, you know, I had blood sugar issues earlier this year. So totally feeling this. But when I get up and I start my day with you, with everybody here, I'm putting on a robe and I'm putting on a crown, and I'm finding a balance. I'm getting a good start to a healthy breakfast. And I don't feel like I'm taking stuff for granted. So that's my personal angle to it, is just getting up in the morning early enough to come in here, sit in my little throne, read my cards, take a breath, meditate, and find this. So this is gratitude right here. This is finding the balance. For me. So, Carla, Maureen, Eleanor, Liz Lou over there on Twitch, and everybody else. This has been an awesome year. And yes, so over in Oregon, it was several years ago, we went to the H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival because we have a friend of ours who is an artist who does DVD covers, magazines, books, things like that. And so we got to spend a week with him. Yes, and Maureen, absolutely. The reversed Four of Cups be a rejection of the ennui. Yes, what is... Oh, so if this was back in the old days, that's our melancholy. We, we reject melancholy. So ennui, yes, absolutely. Yes, I'm taking off time. I'm not going back to work until January 2nd. But as I was saying earlier, I'm going to do... Michael came over for dinner last night. Our wives and us, we all had a pizza. We ordered pizza in. And so we're going to start up the Two of Wands again. I think we're going to do the original video, some of the original first cards, the Magician, the High Priestess, some of those earlier ones where, you know, I didn't have the cameras, I didn't have the equipment, and those were some of our first videos together. So I'm looking forward to that. And then we're looking for ideas on where to go from there. So without wanting to say adieu, I'm going to part from everybody here. January 2nd, please. I hope everybody comes back because I will be here. But I'm going to be putting stuff out during the week because I'm going to start my year off by turning that... You know what? I'm just going to turn this around right now because that is what this is saying. And this is how we get to start the new year. So, everybody, thank you, thank you, thank you. You've made this journey this year and several months now so worth it. The tarot's even starting to take off, where I decided after COVID that I wanted to start putting more of getting myself out there. So this year I've had the chance to do parties. I've done Karma Fest. I'd never done a festival like that before. And just starting to do readings for people. So it's been amazing, this journey. So everybody, please take care of yourselves. Hug your family. Consider everybody here. I would like everybody here to consider themselves hugged. And happy holidays. And thanks again.